Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're looking into a pretty wild claim. Can you actually use a simple audio track to tune your brain for better focus and more energy? We're going to dive deep into a program called Neuro Energizer, break down what it's all about, the science it claims to use, and the promises it makes. Let's get right into it. First up, let's talk about something I'm sure we've all felt, that mental fatigue. You know the feeling, where your brain just feels stuck. It's that daily grind that can make even the simplest things feel like climbing a mountain. So, do you ever feel like you're just wading through mental clutter? Like there's so much static in your head you can't even think straight? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. And these frustrations, they're universal, right? Trying to concentrate, but you just can't. Forgetting something important the second you need it. Or just that constant draining feeling. The source material has a perfect name for it: brain fog. And that is the exact problem Neuroenergizer says it can fix. So we've got the problem, but what's the fix? Well, the solution they put forward is probably not what you're thinking. It's not a pill, not a special drink, not some complex brain teaser. It's sound. At its heart, Neuroenergizer is just a digital audio program that you listen to. The whole idea is that these special sound frequencies can actually guide your brain into a state that's better for focusing, helping to sharpen your mind and boost your energy, all with pretty minimal effort. And this is where the program really tries to set itself apart. It's kind of like a showdown, sound versus supplements. On one side, you have this audio approach, which they frame as natural, drug-free, and on the other, you've got the usual pills and supplements, which use chemicals and, can come with potential side effects. The big difference they're highlighting here is the method itself. So how on earth is a sound file supposed to do all of that? Well, the whole concept is explained as tuning your brain waves, kind of like you tune an old radio to get rid of the static and find a clear station. Now, the fancy scientific term for this is brainwave entrainment, but forget the jargon for a second. The analogy they use is actually great. Think of your brain like a car with different gears. Sometimes it's stuck in first, all slow and foggy. Other times it's redlining, just totally overactive. This program's goal is to use sound to shift your brain into that perfect gear for cruising with clear thoughts and sharp focus. The technology that powers this is called binaural beats. It sounds complicated, but here's the simple version of how it's supposed to work. You put on headphones. Your left ear hears one sound, and your right ear hears a slightly different one. Your brain, trying to make sense of this, actually creates a third, phantom beat, a rhythm that doesn't really exist. And the theory is, your brainwaves then start to naturally sync up with that new rhythm. And the actual process for you, the user, is, well, it's ridiculously simple. You just download the audio file to your phone or computer, pop on any old pair of headphones, nothing fancy needed, and just chill out and listen for about 6 to 10 minutes a day. That's it. The whole idea is you do that, and then you're ready to go about your day feeling sharper. Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. Now for the good part. What's the payoff? What are the actual improvements that they say you can expect if you stick with this little daily routine? And the list of benefits they claim is, well, it's pretty extensive. You've got all the cognitive stuff: a sharper mind, better focus, faster thinking, even improved memory. But it also branches out into things like boosting your natural mental energy and even helping to reduce stress. It really paints a picture of an all-around upgrade for your brain. Of course, the source material includes testimonials to back this up. For instance, they quote a user named Sarah, who says she felt a difference in just a couple of days, noting that her mind just felt clearer and her focus was better. Then there's Lisa, who apparently made it part of her morning ritual. She says it helps her feel mentally refreshed and ready to go. This one speaks directly to that whole mental energy claim. And finally, this one from Emily kind of brings it all full circle. She says her mind feels lighter and more in control. That really connects back to that idea of cutting through the mental clutter we were talking about in the beginning. All right, let's switch gears and get practical. For anyone who's curious, what's the actual deal? Let's break down what the package costs and everything you get for your money. The price tag you see is $39. And a really important detail they highlight is that this is a one-time payment. It's not a subscription that's going to keep hitting your credit card, which is a pretty big deal these days. So for that $39, here's the whole shebang. You get the main Neuroenergizer audio program, and they throw in 2 bonus guides, one on brain fuel and another on the habits of high achievers. And it all comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee, which they position as a totally risk-free way to give it a shot. So, to wrap it all up, the core promise of Neuro Energizer is this: it's being offered as a simple, sound based, and natural way for anyone who wants to get to a clearer, more focused, and more energized state of mind. And that really leaves us with a big, thought provoking question. The claims are definitely compelling. So, could something like this, an audio program, really be the future of how we enhance our mental performance? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.